We don't care on this podcast.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's free form. We just do what you want.
Okay. Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
yeah, so we good to go?
Yeah, let me just hit the live. Hold on. Mm. Should be.
Got it.
Yep. All right. All right. Peace, peace, peace. What is going on, everybody? This is Live from the Den podcast. I'm your host, Tayamu Denku. That's my homie, Rambunctious.
What up?
And tonight, we have the special guest, Natasha Tosini. If you haven't seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, I suggest you go check that out. She's also FHM cover model. She's got some other movies coming that
Nice.
should talk to us maybe about. And yeah, how are you doing, Natasha?
Hi, I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. We good.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
The movie was great, by the way. I just want to say that off top.
I liked it.
I'm not even a horror movie fan,
Yeah.
and I thought it was great. And so that says a lot for me because
Horror movies are not really for me either, to be honest. But since I did that one and like the horror fans have kind of like taken me under their wing, I've kind of got into it, you know?
yeah, you got kind of like a cult fan base type thing.
Yeah, 100%. It's great.
That's awesome. So what did you think when you read the script? That's the first thing that popped in my head because it's wild. It's a wild script. Like at first, like the first intro, I'm kind of like, oh, word, like
I know, right?
they're mad at Christopher. What? Like it blew my mind. So I had to ask that right off top. Like, what did you think when you were like, what is this? Like, what is going on? Is that what you thought? You know, like.
So the script that I read compared to the movie you actually watched, they were changed like dramatically. I have this thing with movies anyway where this might sound dead bad, but I have this thing with movies where when I get a script, I read anything that I'm in, but other than the bits I'm in, I try and like not read the rest of the script because I want to be like surprised if a character tells me information or something. I want to react with like shock or curiosity, or I find out the information I need to know, but then other bits of the script, it's like, because to me it kind of feels like I'm going along with the story as if the character would. Like, I don't want to know the full story and then act like I'm going along with the story. I want to learn the story as I'm doing it, sort of thing. So when I first read it, I didn't actually read the entire script. I read my parts of the script and I was like, wow. Obviously, when I first seen the ad, I had the same reaction that the rest of the world had as well. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
like the actual fuck is this?
That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, word dog, they're doing this. Like, they're doing this to Winnie the Pooh.
But yeah, I guess I was in shock at first. I was like, But then when I did read the script, I was like, oh, do you know what? I think this is actually quite clever. And obviously, like I said, I'm not really a big horror fan or anything like that. But I do like the idea of old things being changed. Like Winnie the Pooh was Winnie the Pooh for so long and it stayed the same. And I think change is good. Like we're in our lives, even with things that aren't movies, we have changes. Things need to change, you know? If we were still living back centuries ago, we'd be living shit lives. You know what I mean? Things need to change sometimes, I feel like change is good.
Yeah.
And this goes there.
Yeah, I definitely liked to the complete change and difference because like even when I found out, I think somebody at work actually told me about, oh, did you hear about the movie they're making? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, oh yeah, they're remaking Winnie the Pooh, but it's like a horror movie. I was like, what? I was like, how? I was like, how is that even happening? But then, I dug around, I found out how it was possible to make it happen. And then, when I sat down and watched it, I thought it was dope. I thought it was super fresh.
Oh, I'm glad.
And you said you're not a big on horror movies either, but not even gonna lie, like the death scene that you have in this movie is probably the dopest death scene in the whole movie.
I was like, yo, is there everything's just squirting out? Like, is that weird for you to watch after the fact?
Well, it was because so like I said, everything had changed. Like even when we first shot it, and then months later, like 6 months later, we did reshoots and the whole story of it changed. So we had to go in for different reshoots and do different bits differently. And I had to do ADR, which is like, I don't know if you know what ADR is. It's like,
no.
So they'll do like different scenes, or they'll need different bits of audio from you. They didn't record on the day because they changed it, or that it wasn't good enough, and they'll just ask you to send that over. We had to do stuff like that. So when we actually filmed it, we just filmed the bit of me screaming, and then you see the car go over my head, like you see in the car, but you didn't see anything else. And then when they did the reshoot, they were like, oh, we want this prosthetic on you. And I was like, okay, eyeball. I was like, I couldn't see. It was pitch black. I couldn't see anything. I had one eye open. My other eye obviously had a fake eyeball popping out of it, so I couldn't see anything. So I'm just walking around like I was really excited to see what it looked like, but also when I seen it, I was like, brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is every death scene in this movie was fucking fire. It was wild. I was like, this
yeah,
is
100%.
I told Danku before you got on, I watched the whole movie like this, like holy shit.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I feel like every single type of horror fan can get into it. The people who like fucked up shit can enjoy it. The people who like gore can enjoy it. The people who like a bit of a storyline or sad moments can enjoy it. You know, there's so many different elements in there.
It does, absolutely.
Oh,
Sorry,
Ram, you're breaking up. Ram, I don't know if you can hear me. You're breaking up right now. Hold on.
Oh,
there you go. You're good now. Yep.
Oh, my bad.
She didn't hear. I didn't hear any of that. What you just said.
Oh, okay. I was saying, where was it filmed? Because it's beautiful background, which is which is a contradiction like a motherfucker. But yeah,
you know, it is somewhere in the UK, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it was Kent. Okay. I know that the actual woods they used was like nearby to the real 100 Acre Woods, and that was like
I didn't know there was a real 100 Acre Woods.
I didn't know that until I turned up and they were like, this is near the real one. And I was like, is it?
That's wild. Okay. Learn something new every day. Shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know? So, yeah, I don't know if you had something, Dan. Go ahead.
Well, I know briefly, before you jumped on here, you were talking about, you had to put your daughter down, whatever, for bed. Yeah. How is it? Because I'm a father. Ram's a father. How is it to
work, daughters too, by the way? So
to work in the entertainment business, having a child, like because I know it's, I know it's hard to try to do what you want to do, but also have to take care of your responsibilities. You know what I'm
saying? It is difficult, I feel, because sometimes, like, she's at the age, she's just turned 3, so she's at the age where if I leave, she cries. So if I want to go to set, she cries. Like doing this call, this why I did it so late, because she's in bed. Anything I want to do without her, she cries about it. She saw the trailer for Winnie the Pooh and she wasn't fazed by it, which is great. Even though I was, like, no. And I was like, yeah. She was like, she's quite sadistic actually, but I think that's because of me. But
that's awesome.
It's difficult because of the age she's at. I think if she was a bit older, she was like 5 or 6, maybe, I think she'd be fine. But she is at the age at the moment where she won't let me go anywhere. Yeah. You know, it's hard to leave her. When I'm gone, she's fine. She'll cry a little bit in the day, like, oh, I miss you, mummy, and stuff. But other than that, it's normally fine. But it's difficult to leave, especially because I feel so bad as well when I leave her, because I know she cries so much and she'll be like pleading and begging with me, please don't go, please don't go. So then I feel bad and I like cry all the way to wherever I'm going. But then when I get there, it's like head on, I know I've got to do this. So it's harder than it would be if I didn't have a child, but it's obviously worth it still because I love her and I get the work-life balance, which is great.
Oh yeah. because my daughters are 12 and 13. I know Rams is older now.
She's grown. She's about to be
So
19. Yeah.
so
Oh, wow.
but
Yeah,
when mine was
firecracker too.
super when mine was super young, you know, I definitely step back more because you got to be there more
Yeah,
when they're younger, you know what I'm saying? And other than that, like once they got more of age,
yeah, absolutely.
then I started doing, you know, touring more because you know, me and Ram do music. So I was able to do that more. Like
Yeah.
but yeah, I was just curious on what your take on it was. But yeah.
It's definitely hard, but I feel like in the end game it is worth it. And with something like acting, obviously I don't know how it is with music, but with acting, you can't really, well, for me personally, I've not really seen an opportunity to like go away for a while and then come back. Like the first feature I ever did was Winnie the Pooh. So
Okay.
I was really super lucky with that because that was the first time I'd ever I'd done like music videos and whatnot, but that was the first time I'd done a movie, and then it blew up. So then after that, I've kind of had to be all go, you know, because I've been given this crazy opportunity where normally with like an indie production, so many people are not going to be interested in it, but this has been like cinematically released all over the world. So I feel like if I was to, as much as I want to, if I was to step away now, I'd lose that because
You got to
right
keep the
now,
momentum going, right? Basically.
sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry. You got to keep the momentum going, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly that. I feel like at the minute I'm kind of on a pedestal. Like a lot of producers, a lot of directors and writers are getting in contact with me and saying, I want to work with you. And like I've had people that have come to me from like LA and they want to do parts of me, and they've rewritten characters to fit me as a profile and the way I am and the way I talk, and like my comedic parts of me and stuff like that. And that's because of Winnie the Pooh, because they know who I am, and I'm like I guess a person of interest at the moment. But I feel like if I'm away for 2 years or so until she's like 5, that pedestal I'd be back at square one, I feel, you know?
Yeah.
So you kind of made it. You kind of leveled up. Is basically
Yeah, exactly.
what that is.
I'm so honestly, I feel so super lucky because I don't know how it even happened. Like even now, stuff will happen. Like I'll have like famous actors message me and be like, "You were great," and I'm like, "Since when do you know who I am?"
Can you name one?
I can't. I don't want to name anyone.
I tried.
Podcast before and I said something like that and they've been like, "Can you tell me who?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah. I figured I always try. You know.
I know you've got to try it. You don't get if you don't ask.
Yeah, for sure. So what I'd like to ask, what was your first muse for getting into acting? Like, was it something you always wanted to do, or how did that begin?
Well, when I was in secondary school, so like you guys
What
are
secondary school exactly?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you guys don't know what secondary.
We're American.
I don't
we
even know
what shit over here.
How can I explain it? So you have the school when you're like 5 to 11, and then you have the school when you're like 12 to 16.
Oh, like so we call it middle school or junior high school.
Okay, so the older one.
Okay.
So you
in high school.
Yeah, so they don't have they don't have 3 different levels. They just have the 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys have
Yeah, so we got
it's weird.
We got elementary school, which is like up to 5th grade.
Kindergarten to 5th or 6th?
And then we have middle school from 6th to 8th, and then we have high school from 9th to 12th grade.
Well, and that's Wisconsin, or that's Midwest, because in the Southwest in Arizona, we had K through 6, and 7th and 8th, and then 9th through 12th.
So it's you know, the US is weird. We got dumb, weird shit going on.
Yeah. We don't really like our country over here as much as people think we do. We, you know. I'm just saying, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to think how to explain it. It's so the second school that we do, which is like ages 12 to 16 years old. In that school, I did like drama. So like we used to go to places and put on plays and stuff. It was just one of the subjects I took, like English, maths, history, and then I took drama as well with other stuff, science, etc. I took drama. And at that point in my life, I was like, maybe I'll enjoy this. But then I took it and I started doing plays and I was like, no, this is not it. I don't like this. I don't like it. I think because I was a lot younger, and as much as I was confident, I have ADHD. I think you guys call it ADD. I don't know, but I have ADHD.
There's both. Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sick. Well, I have ADHD anyway. And when I was growing up, I was struggling with ADHD, and I got eventually put on meds, but it was like a couple of years. So say I did drama for 3 years, I think it was. I got put on meds after 2 years. So the last year I was on meds, and before that I was undiagnosed. I didn't know I had ADHD, so I was a bit of a wreck. Like I was the one that would always like shout in class. I wouldn't listen to anything anyone was saying. I was just struggling really hard because I genuinely couldn't concentrate on anything. And then when I realized I had ADHD and I got the tablets, it was great because I could concentrate and everything was fine. But before then, like we'd go to do plays and I'd be like, I'd always worry that I'm too much, because growing up at school and stuff, the teachers would always say, oh, you're a bit too much. Like, can you calm down? Or can you be a little bit less loud? Or can you stop talking to people and stuff? So then I suppressed all of that I would have used in a play. I suppressed all of that. So then when I was doing plays and everyone was like, oh, hi, da da da, I was like, hi guys, so da 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 da. Like I tried to just be a much more refined version of myself. And I feel like it gave me a little bit of like a confidence complex sort of thing, So I was doing that, and we were performing to like hundreds of people, because it was like schools would do it with other schools and stuff, and everyone was great and it was fine. But I think because I had to, again with ADHD, I had to learn the lines of the whole play. So a 2-hour play, I had to learn every single line before I went on, all the choreography, everything you had to do. And that was really hard for me because I struggled to remember anything and I struggled to concentrate. And the way I learned as well, obviously in that age group in school, they didn't teach us different ways for children with ADHD to learn. So I was just learning the same way everyone else was. Whereas now, obviously, I've come into myself and it's a lot different. But sorry, I've gone off on a tangent. But when I was younger,
no, go
That's
good.
good. That's good.
No, good.
And then when I left that school, my mum was diagnosed with cancer, so I had to like be her carer for a few years. She's better now, but I had to like be her carer for a few years. So I wasn't going anywhere, I wasn't doing anything. I didn't do A levels, I didn't do any university or anything like that, because I was just taking care of my mum for a few years. And then I got a boyfriend, which is this does all play into it. I'm not just chatting shit. He was like nice at first, obviously, else I wouldn't have been with him. But I was with him for 4.5 years altogether. Obviously I had my daughter with him. She's now 3. So we'd been together, I think 2.5 years when I had her, something like that. And then like I got pregnant. He was perfect, everything was fine. And then I gave birth and everything changed. And I'm not going to say I did anything wrong in that relationship, but I didn't do anything wrong to the extent that he did. Like he was like cheating, and like he'd break up with me, go out and sleep with a girl, and then come back and say, I want to make up the next day, sort of thing. And it was a regular occurrence, but because my body had changed and I'd given birth, and he was doing it when I was pregnant as well. And I was a bit of a mess, and I did become a little bit controlling, which is my fault, and I should have just left, but I didn't, and I became a bit controlling, and it got to the point where I wouldn't go anywhere with any of my friends. I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't even go on holiday with my family if he wasn't there, because I wouldn't go anywhere overnight, because if I was to go somewhere overnight, he'd just cheat. That was it, plain and simple. Cheat on me. So I didn't go anywhere overnight. I had to be with him every single day, and I really, really completely isolated myself from everyone. I had one friend.
Regretting all that now,
huh? 100%.
The get back. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just think that's hilarious.
So yeah, I had one friend who I'd been friends with since I think me and him are on our like 10th year of friendship now. He stayed with me through all of it, obviously. But the only reason me and him stayed friends is because he had been like previously, he was like a family friend anyway. So he'd just come to the house. I'd be depressed and lonely, and he'd just come around, because he really was a true friend, and he wouldn't put up with me just like isolating myself. But all of my other friends, I wasn't going out drinking, so they were not interested. I wasn't going out partying or taking drugs, so they were not interested, you know? So I kind of lost every single friend I had, which looking back, I'm really glad that I did, because one, it
Blessing in
gave
disguise,
me,
right?
and two, they weren't friends anyway.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm telling you all of this information is because when me and him eventually broke up, I was so damn bad. I was like, oh my God, this is horrific. I can't cope with this shit. Like, I'm so depressed. And I wanted to watch like a nice series and like get over it. So I Googled a series as with hot men in or something like that.
Yeah.
Like an attractive man or something. You know, I just wanted to see what was out there at that point. Right. Anyway, there was like series as top 10 that came up, and I was like looking, but none of the series has had many episodes except for Vampire Diaries. So I was like, fair enough, I'll watch that one. As Ian Somerhalder in it and Paul Wesley. So I was like, they're fit, I'll go for that one. And I started watching it and I was like, wow, this is a great series. And I binged it. I watched like 8 seasons within like 2 weeks, like up all night, up all day. All I watched was that. And when I finished, I was like, wow, I want to know more about the characters. And I was doing more like stalking, I guess, on the characters like Paul Wesley. What else to call it other than stalking? But I guess Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley, I was looking into them, and they have like wives and they have children and they know each other's wives and they're still best friends. And now they've got like a bourbon company together. I think it's called Brothers Bond Bourbon. And
oh wow,
they're best friends, and they will be friends for the entirety of their lives. And I said to my mom, I want something like that. Like, I want friends that I know will be my friends for life, friends that I can depend on, friends that are going to be interested in meeting my child. Because other than my best friend Ben, none of my friends were interested in meeting my child at all, because they were just fake. And I really wanted something like that. She was like, well, why don't you do acting then? And I was like, don't know, do you think I can do that? And she was like, yeah, I think you could probably. And I was like, all right, fair enough then. So then I was like, all right, I'll just do it. Literally, that was it. I just was like, fair enough, I'll just do it, because I felt so alone. And the actual reason behind it was because I'd seen that friendship that had like been made over acting, and I decided that would be a good thing for me. And I wanted to make friends. That was the only thing I wanted out of it. I didn't want to be famous. I didn't want to make it my main income job. I didn't want to like travel the world or be in a movie that went in the cinemas. That was never ever my intention. My intention was just to make friends. So I did a couple of music, made some friends, and then I seen that and I was like, wow, Winnie the Pooh, yeah, fuck it, I'll give it a go. And then they said they wanted me. I was like, okay, cool. I had no experience. Like, they asked me for a self-tape to see, and I did it, and they were like, yeah, you're a good actor, we'll have you. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Like, I'd never been to like acting school or anything like that. I did a little bit of drama in school, and it was low key. It wasn't anything important, you know? So yeah, I did it. And then this happened. And like, thankfully I made amazing friends, and like still now I'm making amazing friends. And like, even if it's not in the acting sector, I feel like I'm definitely where I want to be, like, or getting to where I want to be. But now I've like realized how much I do enjoy acting and love acting. Obviously I'm going to continue. But even now, like, I'll meet people on podcasts and I'll stay friends with them, or on Zoom calls, or doing photo shoots, or, you know, like I seem to make friends with everyone, and that was my intention. So it's great.
Yeah, that's a wild story. Like, it's interesting to me when stuff just kind of falls in your lap and you didn't plan on it, but the intention is there, right? Like, so the intention was there, and so you just kind of kept, going after it. I mean, look where you are. That's a crazy story, actually.
Yeah.
I'm glad you explained all of that.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I think that's what fun with for me, because everyone else that I've met and they've gone into jobs, they've been like, oh, we've got a 5 a.m. start, or like, oh, this scene's gonna be dead hard, or like, oh, I don't know if I want to do it, like, you know, because it's work. Like, I can remember when I used to go to work I used to work in a club, and it was horrific. I'd get ready for like 6 p.m, have my makeup done by 7, and listen to drunk people chat shit for hours, and it was horrific. I hated it. I hated going to work. And like, I can understand why other people who act sometimes don't enjoy it, because it is a job. But I think the reason I've genuinely done so well and I'm getting so far with it is because for me, it was never just a job. I literally just did it because I thought, oh, this is a good opportunity for me to make friends and stuff. And every day I'd go on set and be like, hi everyone, and I was so happy to meet friends and like to meet people and get involved with people and network and potentially meet more friends from here and potentially meet more friends from there. I think that's why I do so well, because I think that transfers into I think people see that and then they like me because I want to be friends with them. So then they're like, oh, fuck it, I'll be friends with her. And then people are like, oh, she's great. And then it works out in my favor, I feel.
Yeah, yeah. You
So
open yourself up. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
do you feel like you're better friends now with some of the people from the Winnie the Pooh movie? Like, are you cool with all them now?
I'm friends with quite a few of them from there. There's a few people that I'm very close friends with. So I think he produced it. He didn't direct it because Reese directed it. I love Reese. Reese is great. Scott Jeffrey, he produced it. Me and him speak a lot. A hell of a lot. Anytime I need to know something or want to talk to somebody, or same with him, I speak to him. I'll just message him like, hello, Scott. And he's like, hello. And I'm like, me and him, like I would class him as one of my best friends. And also some of the girls from there, very close with. And then also Winnie the Pooh, the directors and producers, sorry, it's hard for me to explain this. The directors and the producers who produce that, they also produce other films, and they kind of keep it like in the circle. So the people they've worked for and the people they like, they'll cast again for something else. So you get to see people more than once. And from doing that, they've also cast me in other films, and I've met other people from doing them films, and I'm like best friends with other people as well. You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Music works similar like that. You know, you start clicking up with people and doing stuff, and then y'all meet and become cool. And yeah,
yeah,
it's similar that way. You know.
yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I'm one of those people too who just try to be cool with people right away, and and
Yeah.
see what happens and stuff like that. Um, One question I had too was, so like, I don't know if you got to really talk to these people, but the two dudes, like I assume they were dudes who played Piglet and Pooh, like those are crazy characters. Like, did you get to talk to those two dudes at all? Like, and kind of pick their brain about how. Like, how do you, like, I'm curious of how you go about doing a character like that that's fucking maniacal like that, you know?
Um,
Curious. Sorry.
I feel I didn't ask them like how are you going about playing this character or anything like that. Because like I said, my intention was like friends. So I was
Right,
like, I'd
right.
see somebody and be like, friend, and then just walk over. It was like I didn't even ask anyone about the acting really.
Okay.
So I was just like, friends, oh cool. But I spoke to them, and genuinely, two of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire
I
life.
knew you were gonna say, I knew that was gonna be the answer. That's what I was wondering, like, because it
Yeah,
seems like every time there's a character like that or somebody has to play that, they're the opposite. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I feel like it's like that as well with other people who play. It's crazy, isn't it? Because you'd think they'd not be very nice, or they'd be a bit like cold or a bit reserved. But genuinely, Chris, who plays Piglet, when there's a scene where he has to put his foot on my back, when I'm like lying in the road, and he was like hovering it, and they were like, "We can see that you're hovering it. You need to stand on her." And he was
like I
like, "Are
was
you sorry if I'm hurting you?" And I was like, no, it's okay, you can do it. And then he put it on there, and they were like, you need to put it down a bit harder because you need to hold her down, and she's going to try and wiggle. And he was like, are you sure it's okay? And I was like, yeah, it's fine, honestly. And then like after the takes, he'd like get me up and be like, I'm so sorry if I hurt you. And I'm like, it's fine. Like genuinely
wow.
sweetest. Craig, who plays Winnie the Pooh, I met his dad. His dad's amazing. Like honestly, you'd think they'd not be very nice, but they're honestly so genuinely
Yeah,
like they have such warm, amazing hearts. It's insane.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's great. That's proof of great acting right there, yo.
yeah, because I totally wouldn't expect
You
that at
know?
all either. Because
Yeah.
it almost goes back to like the I actually me and one of my friends had a conversation about something that you just asked her back when we saw the movie Saw in the theater, right? And we were kind of like, how does somebody play that role at all, like
Yeah.
without being fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's crazy. But like you said, great acting. Like you can just,
Yeah.
you know, you could,
Yeah.
you could
Feel like you
play
do
whatever
kind of
role.
shut out like you kind of like, it's hard to explain. There's a lot of actors who will do something called method acting, where it's like they come off set and they still act like their character for the duration of filming. And there's people who have done it with like not murderous characters, but like, I guess, the villain before. And they've said like, there was one guy who did it, but I've forgotten who he was, and he did method.
Heath Ledger did it with the Joker.
It might, it might have been
Heath
him.
Ledger with the Joker. They said he was in that shit the whole time,
and it like fucked him up, didn't it? Because he was like, because even offset, he was like he was the Joker, even offset.
Oh,
and I know
Heath Ledger, by the way.
that thing. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, he's dead, isn't he?
I forgot about that as I said it, so I figured
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to bring it down, but yeah.
No, it's okay. Yeah, a lot of people do that sort of thing, and I've thought about that. I've got another role coming up where I can't talk too much about it, but I'm kind of like, it's not sadistic, but it's kind of like I'm a dominant character sort of thing.
Okay.
So
That's not your personality.
well, I'm kind of like bubbly, and I'm like outgoing and sweet, and I'm a social butterfly kind of thing. But I find it strange because I find it very easy to like slip into that character. Like, I think I struggle the most with, it's strange because I'm quite an emotional person anyway, but I struggle the most with characters who are vulnerable and emotional. Even though I'm vulnerable and emotional, I'm very emotional. I was on live stream the other day and I found out that a character from The Notebook died 5 years ago, and I started crying. You know, I was like, I can't believe it. He's dead on live. Like I'm really emotional, but I really struggle to. I think my hardest character to play would be a vulnerable, emotional character, and I don't know if that's because that's me, and I'd just be playing myself, and it's hard to like get the differences. But
well, it also would make you vulnerable a little bit then too, right? Because if that's you, right,
it's
like
kind of everyone into me sort of thing. I guess it just feels like I guess it feels like I'm playing me sort of thing. But I am also like the character you saw, Lara. I'm very much like her as well. Like I'm very honest to the point where if someone asks me something and I don't want to lie, I just won't answer the question, because I really wouldn't want to lie to a person. Like, even if someone said, does my hair look okay? I wouldn't say yes if it didn't. You know, like I'm extremely honest, but I wouldn't.
I totally get that. I'm 100% the same way. But I will tell them it looks bad. I'm different.
That's the thing for me. I wouldn't want to hurt me because I don't know, it's hard because I don't want to hurt anybody, but also I would never lie to a person about anything. It could be anything in the world. Like someone could say, like, this is why I don't be good at cards. Because I'd just be like, do you have an ace? I'd just be like, I'm not gonna lie, yes. You know, like I really was to lie. But I think that came across in my character as Lara as well, because she was kind of like brutally honest, and she was a joker, and I'm very funny, like naturally, not to my own horn, but as a person, I will go out of my way to make people laugh. Like, that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy making people laugh. I enjoy being a clown. I don't mind self-deprecating. If other people are going to laugh, that's fine. I don't care if you're laughing with me, as long as you're laughing, that's great, you know? And I feel that came across in my character. I feel like I don't know what's wrong with me, but I must be 10 different types of person, and I just pick which one. I'm going to play that one today. That's great for this role.
Well, shit, you making me feel normal with my motherfucking personality.
So you saying you like to make people laugh. Do you think that going forward you would like to I mean, obviously you're going to keep acting now that you've gotten into this. Do you think that you would like to kind of veer into a comedy type role? You think you would enjoy doing that?
So I hope
is this an announcement?
Pardon?
Are you about to announce something?
Oh no. Well, actually, I could announce. I'll announce a few things at the end if you like. With comedy, when I first said like, oh fine, I'll act, I was actually I wanted to go into comedy, and the things that I was applying for were comedy. Like rom-coms were the sort of thing that I was interested in. The type of people that I was taking like notes from, I guess, was like Ryan Reynolds, Melissa McCarthy, someone else, but I've forgotten her name. And like just characters that are like, you see them and then you know that their character will be funny. It could be a horror movie, it could be a tragedy, it could be romance, but you know that regardless of what movie it is, you know, if you see Ryan Reynolds, it's funny. And
Right.
I guess that I don't mind being typecast as a funny character. Like that's the kind of thing I was going for. And I always said, like from day one, I always said rom-com. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Even after Winnie, I said, that's what I want to do. And then after the horror community kind of took me in, I was like, oh, I love these guys. I don't want, the thing about horror is I don't want to be the vulnerable victim who gets killed and is running screaming, ah! You know,
Right.
if anything, let me be the murderer, you know, let me be the villain.
Yeah.
And I'll be satisfied with that. But other than that, I would like to go into comedy just because I feel like even in my day-to-day life, I'll like say phrases and stuff. Like people just laugh at me. People seem to love me when they meet me because I make them laugh and I'm quite funny. And I feel like that again would show on screen. I'm very likable, and that showed on screen because a lot of people have told me that I was their favorite character in Winnie, and they wanted me to live until the end. They wanted me to be the final girl and stuff like that. And I have fan pages, and so many people have said it. And I think that is because my personality came through that character, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of living to the end, I knew you was gonna die as soon as they took your phone.
Really?
In the movie, I was like, oh, they're gonna kill her. I knew it. I was like, because you were your character was reluctant to give up the phone, and you were the one that was the Instagram, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And
Like
so as soon as they took her phone, I was like, she's gonna die. Goddamn. I did. I watch movies like that, and it's a problem. I try to predict the shit as I watch it. It's a fucking problem.
That's what I do. I'll pause it as well and tell everyone, like, I know what's going to happen, guys. This is what's going to happen. I'm cool because I'll figure it out and pause it and tell everyone, this is how it ends. I know it. I'll ruin the movie.
That's too funny. Nobody wants to watch movies with you and shit.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that is my daughter does that. My oldest daughter does that shit.
That's funny.
Like she be predicting shit. She be right like more than half the time. It's crazy.
That's what I do. I'll be like, I'll see something like, wow, I know how it ends now. And everyone will be like, no. And I'll be like, pause. I know how it ends. This is how. And they'll be like, thanks for telling us. And then it will end that way. And they'll be like, thanks. And I'm like, no worries.
Like, fuck you.
Hey, people hate watching movies with me. And I pause it all the time. Well, I think because of the ADHD, you know, when something crazy happens, I pause it because I need a minute. Like someone would die and I'll be like, pause. I'll be like, what just happened, guys? And everyone's like, put it back on. And I'm like, fucking need a minute. Come on, like, hang on a minute.
Oh shit, that's funny. So is it hard to watch yourself on screen? That's one thing I've wondered. It is.
Absolutely. Very hard.
Yeah.
When I
Have
first
you watched the whole movie?
Pardon?
Have you watched the whole movie?
Yeah. I've watched it like 8 times now. Because I've got appearances at stuff, and they'll ask me to like introduce the movie and then do a Q&A after. So I think, well, what else am I going to do other than watch it? So I just sit in the audience and watch. And also I don't want to look like I'm weird. Like if I introduce it and then say, I'm just going to go and eat some food and then I'll be back, and then I just go, people are going to be like, why is she not watching it with us? But yeah, I've watched it so many times. I feel like the first time I watched it, I was like, oh my God, what was that? Like I was in shock at my character just because it did feel a lot like me. It felt like me being a bitch on screen. And it was the first time I'd ever watched anything of myself either as well. So like I watched it, and that mood that you saw Laura in the whole entire time is the mood that I'm in after a couple of tequilas. So I'm watching it going, shit, is that me? Is that what I'm like? You know what I mean? And I was like, fuck. And then I spoke to everyone and everyone was like, no, it looks great. I was like, okay. And then I watched it the second time and I was like, do you know what? I actually quite like it. I feel like I liked it more every time I watched it because I wasn't focusing on me and the things I was saying and like the faces I'm pulling, like walking around going and stuff, you know what I mean? Because I was being a bitch in it, but that was just my character, you know?
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was funny.
No, it's okay.
No, I have to ask that because for me it's hard too. Like we do videos and stuff. And actually, what's funny is my birthday was yesterday. Yeah. So Wednesday we had. Oh, thanks. But we had I wasn't fishing for a happy birthday. It's just so everybody knows. But on Wednesday we had a show.
That's gonna be the clip, Ram, right there. She wished you a happy birthday. That's clip.
Fuck you. So, but it's hard for me to even watch myself in videos. The other night, at the end of the night, we all took a shot and stuff, and somebody took a video of me talking. I'm like, oh shit, that's what I sound like, faded, like drunk.
Honestly,
Jesus.
that is so
I was
me.
like, this is not good. Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
don't know if I'd say this or not, but when I was young, well, not younger, like I was of the age, but I used to smoke a lot. I don't know if I'm allowed
Weed
to
or
say weed. Yeah, I used to smoke a lot of weed.
yeah, you can say whatever. I talk about drugs all the time. It's cool.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, when I was younger, I'd say probably like 18 to 20, I guess. 18 to 20, no, 17 to, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But it was for a few good years. And honestly, now, like, I've got some videos of myself and I look back and I watch them and go, like,
shit.
honestly, like cringe. Like, it's literally secondhand embarrassment for me in the moment.
Right.
And I'm saying some shit and, like, again, like, I'm just being a client to make people laugh and I watch it and go, what are you doing? Like, I literally look, and that's how I look at myself on screen as well, because I'm not being me. Like, in these interviews, I'm being me and I'm just talking to you and I'm being normal. So I guess if I was to watch these, I'd be like, oh, I don't like my voice in them, but I'd be like, oh, it's fine. You know, I feel like everyone hates everyone.
I guess that's all natural. I guess everybody does that. I guess, huh? I don't know. So what's the drinking age in the UK? Is it 21 over there?
No, it's you can drink in clubs at 18, but you can drink with your parents, I think, from like whenever your parents say yes, I guess. But
yo, it's
you can
lit over there. Y'all wildin'.
I was drinking from like 14. I was going to like parties and stuff. Like I was literally like overnight at parties, drunk out of my face, alcohol poisoning at like 15 years old.
16 from me, but it wasn't legal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And Ram knows I don't really drink at all.
He don't drink.
That's why he was surprised. The video he's talking about, I actually took a birthday
took a shot with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't really drink it
night.
because I got it out of my system when I was younger. I got it out of my system hard. And now I'm like, it's kind of like, I don't know, it feels like, even though I'm 24 and like I'm very much still in my drinking prime, I feel like because I was doing this 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not that young anymore, even though like I should have been doing it now already. You know, like I've kind of past it sort of thing. I do drink every now and then, but I wouldn't drink unless I was going.
Tequilas.
Awesome.
No, I get it though. I get it. So what you got coming up? Can you talk about that a little bit?
So I guess I can. I'm gonna think what I can say. So, oh yeah, I know. So I am doing a part in a movie called Love Bites, which is being filmed in LA. No, it's not. It's filmed in New York. Stupid me.
Okay.
Filmed in New York.
Okay.
Love Bites. I think I'm not sure if that's a confirmed title or not.
Like BITES.
Like, sorry, what's that?
I'm sorry, BITES, like bites, something.
Yeah, Bites.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a vampire movie.
Oh, okay.
Nice. All right. So that Vampire Diaries is gonna come in handy.
I know. When I auditioned for the role, I told them that story. I was like, the vampire movie got me into this, so like cast me, and then he did. I was like, there you go. But yeah, I'm doing that. That is coming this year. I think it will probably be out this year as well. That's an independent movie that's filmed in New York. I'm also doing another movie that's filmed in LA, but I can't say anything about that one. Okay. I can't say it's big. And that's a bit of it's not a super high budget, but it's quite high budget. And then I'm doing a movie that's filmed in the UK where I get to play a sick character. I can't give you the name of the film, but it's a movie. And
what kind of character? Can you say anything about that?
Pardon?
Could you say anything about what kind of character?
So the character I'm playing,
I don't get in trouble, but
she's kind of, no, it's okay. The character I'm playing, she's kind of, she went to school and she wasn't part of the popular crowd really, but then she got in a relationship with one of the popular guys, and then she got accepted into the popular friendship group, but then he kind of like broke up with her and embarrassed her and like cheated on her and publicly in front of everyone, and she was like, I can't let this happen to another person, and then it all goes south, but I won't say anything about the rest of that. But
like some Fatal Attraction type shit.
No.
Yeah,
Sorry,
something like that.
That's
Like stalking, obsessive type shit.
I say a bit more than that.
Oh man, I word. Let's go.
A bit,
Go.
a bit worse again, and she's not to be messed with, I'd say. I've also got I'm thinking about what I've told you about. I've also got I'm super excited about this. I can tell you the name of this. It's called The Time Travel Agency. And it's a brand new series. So it's never been aired before or anything. Brand new series. I'm going to be the lead character. Oh. And I am more than excited. It's filmed in LA. Awesome. I'm pretty sure the filming's like either the end of this year or the start of next year. So it won't be coming out this year. It will probably be coming out end of next year, I guess. Obviously, that's a wait, but I am super excited because I'm a confirmed lead. And I'm like, I guess the protagonist, like the story goes through me. I don't know if you've seen other series as like Lucifer, where the story goes through Lucifer sort of thing. That's kind of like how this one's going to be. And I am more than excited about it.
Yeah, that's dope.
I know.
When you, okay, real quick, not to, I mean, if you want to tell us more that's coming up, you can, but I just want to stop at this, because when you play a lead in that upcoming series and you shoot in LA, do they want you to, you know, actors and actresses, like they're from different parts of the world and they have to change their accent, voice. Like, do you have to do that for this?
Not for this one, no. They actually contacted me for this role. They'd already like, it's been written and stuff, and they're reaching out to streamers and all of that before they'd even contacted me. But they contacted me and they were like, hey, we want to know if you're interested in this sort of thing. We can send you the pilot and see if you're interested. And I was like, okay, sure. And then I spoke to them and I asked a few questions, like that question, for example. And they were like, no, we actually, like, we see you as that character just as you are. We want you as this character. So they reached out to me and they basically just want me as I am. And I guess they want me to put my own, I think they're trusting me creatively to put my own spin on the character, sort of thing.
Nice. Is that kind of a step up? I mean, because I mean, normally, I mean, that's kind of a level up too, right? Like, I mean, to have them send, okay.
Yeah, because it's not, I would have been excited to go into a series anyway, but I'm more brand new series. So it's like, it's never been seen before. Like, no one's ever done it before. There's not characters that I'd like be meeting, and I would not have to like come into the series and people be like, who's this? Like, it's a brand new series, and I think that's why I'm so excited about it. And also I read the was like hooked. Like, as soon as I read it, I was like, whoa, I am actually excited about this. And that's when I spoke to him about it and said, yeah, I want to do it.
That's super dope.
Yeah.
We got any chat people questions? Or
hold on.
You see that? I was just curious before we go too far to maybe see if anybody say anything in the chat.
Let me check the chat real quick. Hold on.
While we're doing that, what other things besides acting are there any other professional things you're pursuing? Or I know you've done the FHM cover model thing. Are you still doing modeling, like anything like that?
I'm kind of like stepping away from all of that, to be honest. I did like modeling for a little while, and obviously I do OnlyFans. I don't know if you know that, but I do OnlyFans. And I am hoping to eventually put less of my time into that, I guess. I have a lot of like subscribers on there who have been with me since like day one on them, before this. And I have a lot of new subscribers that have come in since all of this. And the people who subscribe to me on there genuinely are like my biggest fans. And I talk to them all the time, and I love talking to them. I love hearing about their lives. Like, I've got regulars on there, and I know about what their kids are doing at school and stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? I know a lot about them. They know a lot about me, and I would never want to, unless I was forced to, because there are some productions, say if I was going to go into Marvel, for example, there would be like Love Island, for example. If I went into Love Island, which I wouldn't, if I did, which I would definitely not, if I did Love Island, I would be asked to remove my OnlyFans. So there would be some examples. So if I got approached to do a modeling contest that's like Miss Universe or something, they approached me and was like, we want you. And I was like, I don't know if I stand by like pageants and stuff, because I know a lot of women get hell from them sort of things. But I was like, I'm happy to do a call. And they spoke to me and they were like, oh, we'd have to ask you to get rid of OnlyFans. I was like, no.
Man.
If it was something like Marvel, if Marvel like approached me and was like, hi, we're going to do an episode, we want you to be the lead, then I'd have to get rid of it. But if I
Marvel's
could,
that's a different story, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. If it was Marvel, I'd be like, delete. Yeah, I've already done it. Thank you.
yeah.
But I would never want to, like, I don't think, if I had a choice, I don't think I'd ever properly get rid of it. Just because so many people have been supportive on there. And I know they can be supportive on Instagram, but again, with Instagram, I get so many messages every single day that I can't possibly reply to everyone. So when they come to OnlyFans, I can spend my time on OnlyFans because I'm being paid to be on OnlyFans, you know, like I'm making money on there. So it's a job. I can spend my time on there, whereas I can't spend my time answering messages on Instagram for hours and hours, because that's how long it would take. If I had a choice, I don't think I'd ever get rid of it. I think I would step away from it, though. I'd step back. Because like right now, I will spend an hour a day or so, or maybe more sometimes, maybe less, going on there, replying to people, posting new content and stuff. But if I was to say, if acting really took off and I was like properly famous from it, I would take a step back to the point where I come on maybe once or twice a week and just like say hello to everyone and update everyone on how I'm doing in that. But I wouldn't, I don't know. It depends. There was a point in time when I wanted to get rid of OnlyFans completely. I wanted to just get rid of that from my life and just focus on acting. But I've got to give it to the people who subscribe to me on there, that like they helped me get where I am today, and I can't ignore that, you know. So I guess it would depend on the situation. It's always going to depend on that, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Other than that, sorry, I've gone off on a tangent again. Other than that, I think that is the only thing I'm doing creatively. I have, in fact, no, I'm lying. There's a lot of things that I want to do that I haven't done because I don't know how. So I wanted to make a clothing brand that is going to be for, I guess, women that are sizes that aren't really accounted for, I guess. So women of a larger nature, or skinnier women, or women that are really skinny with big boobs, or really big women with smaller boobs, like clothing ranges that aren't really, they're not really prioritized in, I guess,
like your typical fashion.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really skinny and I'm only 4'10". So if I go into Topshop, I can't buy a top because I have big boobs because they're fake. Not a lie, they're fake, but my boobs are fake, and I'm 4'10". I'm literally this big in real life. This is an accurate representation of how tall I am. And if I go and get a top from Topshop, there's absolutely no way it's going to fit me. I have to like go out of my way with clothes, because I'll have to get like a size 10, even though I'm a size 4, and I'll have to take it in. Same with the trousers. I'm so skinny, but none of the and I'm so short, but none of the trousers are short enough. And I feel like for like bigger women and smaller women and loads of women in between, there's not enough variety. So I do want to create a clothing brand. It was going to be specifically a gym sort of range for like joggers, leggings, like gym bras, gym tops and stuff, that's like really good for like gym wear for people. Also things for like people who, tops that are specifically made for people who are breast pumping. So there will be tops that you can buy specifically for breast pumping, or with like IV lines to go in. Like you'd have a jumper but with a slit so you can put your IV in and stuff like that. I do want to do something like that. I haven't done it yet. There's other things that I want to do. I want to create a movie. I've got 3 movies that I've said into my phone so I don't forget what they are, but I haven't written them. I am going to see somebody next week though to have them written. So when they're written, this is a first, by the way. I've never told anyone this before.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
When they're written, I'm gonna approach like companies and stuff and tell them that like I'm willing to act in it if they want me to, or like obviously I want to be part of the direction process because I know how I want to see it.
That's dope.
But I have a load of people that I'd love to get involved with it, and the scripts that I'm hoping that get drawn up, because the person that I'm doing them with is like amazing, and when they get like drawn up and written up and stuff, I'm going to approach like, I guess, like good budget companies, see if they can do it. One of them is I guess you could say it's kind of like a tragedy that goes into like an action movie sort of thing. So it's never really a tragedy. It's more like sad things happen, but it's an action movie. It's an action movie with sad bits. One of them is it's like a movie where you'll cry throughout the whole thing, but like plot twist. So you'll go along like, oh, this is sad, but this is okay, and then be like, what the fuck? It's one of that where you genuinely like, what the fuck's happened? And then the third one is kind of like a mystery, but again, all three of them have like really big plot twists, and I feel like working in film has shown me that when I'm watching movies, there's a lot of things that I wish had happened that I hadn't. And again, like I predict every single movie that I watch, and I tell everyone as well. So I want a movie that no matter who it is, they can't predict it. They're going to watch it and go, oh shit, I genuinely didn't predict that. And I feel like because I've been doing that for so long, I kind of know what I want to do with it. If you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's dope.
Well, that's exciting. Yeah, moving on to the next level of directing and writing is huge.
Yeah. I want some things for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super dope.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh,
So I did not. No, I think people. I mean, there's a lot of likes, but people are kind of just tuning in. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
But yes. I mean, we have kept you on here almost an hour. So what do you think? We
Oh, it's already been an hour. Shit.
Almost.
That's me because I talk too much.
No, it's perfect. That's what it is. Podcast. It's cool.
Yeah. So
no, it's cool.
I mean, what
so
do
we
you
get
think?
guests sometimes that don't talk, so it's better that you talk a lot than
Oh, that's good.
then we got to fish for words,
Yeah, we have had that.
Yeah,
oh no, that's so awkward. I've watched them before. You know when you ask a question, and you're like, and it's kind of like, when you have them interviews and it's a little bit awkward because like not much is being said and stuff. Yeah, no, I always pray to God that will not be me.
I mean, this has definitely been exciting.
This is dope, super dope. Thank you.
Hopefully you had fun as well. And then when you do more movies and stuff, maybe we get you back on. You could talk about those too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to. Yeah, cool. Appreciate it.
When I finally do a movie, when I direct one, I'm gonna come back and tell you all about it.
Oh,
right on. If you need any actors too, I've been wanting to get into acting. I've started writing some scripts, but so if you ever need just a low budget, unexperienced actor.
Yeah. Honestly, like when I do it, I'm hoping I get I'm not saying I want millions of pounds for this project, but I want a good budget for it because some of them, like, they've got to be directed well. They've got to have a lot of budget to go into them, or it's just not. It's never going to work. Like you've got to be gripped, or it's just not going to work. So when I get there, I was thinking that like there's so many people that I know that will act and want to do these things, and amazing actors and people that I've met. Like you just said, you want to act, like. For what reason can I not get these people involved?
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah. I mean, I'm just shooting it out there, but
no, 100%. If I do it, like it gets there and stuff, I'll 100% bring you in.
Salute.
Well, then, if you need a music score, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
For that, for sure, that. Yeah. You need music, we got that all day. That's nothing.
That's the thing. Oh my God, you could do the music and stuff. It's coming into place now. You could do the music for it, couldn't you? Like, if music needs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've been doing music 30 years, so like I got so much.
Like 25.
I got so much music. It don't even make sense.
Yeah.
And no, 100%. If I need people to do the movie, oh my God, of course I will. Oh, I'm so excited. I just want to get on, you know, and just like get involved and just be such a sick project.
Yeah, that's dope.
Definitely.
It's actually dope that you have that kind of mindset. You know what I'm saying? To just kind of include people and bring everybody along type thing. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's rare in the business of entertainment.
Yeah.
So keep that shit. Keep that, you know what I'm saying, that mindset for sure.
I genuinely that. Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Would you ever want your daughter to get into the business? That's a tough question, I know, but
I guess so. I saw an ad come up recently. She's only 3, but I saw an ad for like really young kids, and I was like, fine. So I auditioned her, but the audition was like, ask your kid what they like, and she was like, I was like, what do you like? She was like, I like granddad.
yeah.
And I was like, what else do you like? She was like, I like playing with toys and granddad. And I was like, do you like anything else? She was like, I like going outside with granddad. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But like, you know, she just has got no fucking clue what she's doing. But I feel like if I was to do a movie, so like in these movies, it's kind of weird, but every single one of the movies that I've created in my mind, I think I've created them going through me. So there will have to be, even if I don't act, there will have to be a girl that's kind of like my age that plays it. She'll have to have a daughter, because I think in every single one, wait, in that one there is, in that one there is, in every single one there's a daughter. So if I was to act, there'd be no better person to be the daughter than her, because she's come to me and we have on-screen chemistry because we are actually mother and daughter. And I know if I asked her to do something, she'd do it. To what level, I don't know, because if there's a camera in her face, she's not going to look at me and tell me the lines she needs to do, you know. So I might need to go for a child that's a little bit older, but when she gets to that stage, I think she'd love to do it, because there's been times when I've had to go away for acting and she's always said like, I want to do it, or like, I want to be on YouTube like you, mummy, and you know what I mean, and she does want to like do that sort of thing. So if I had the opportunity, I think I would probably get her into it if she liked it. Obviously, if she didn't want to do it, then no. But
you're not gonna be like a dance mom or something, right? You know what I'm saying?
That was a horrific show. Why did we used to watch that?
I actually didn't watch it. My sister-in-law, my mom, other people I know watched it.
Really?
I've seen little clips and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Wrong. And I look back and I think, that woman, what's her name? Abby or something?
Yeah. That's funny. I don't know why I remember that, but yeah, that was her name.
Yeah,
man, I gotta strike that from my memory. I hate the fact that I even knew that.
That's hilarious. You know, the woman of Dance Mom's name.
Well, we usually end with this last question. Dank will usually ask it. I guess I'm asking it now. One thing you would say to up and coming actors, actresses, people who want to get into that business, one piece of advice you would give them.
Okay, one piece of advice is, it's really fucking hard. And I know that doesn't sound like advice, but it's going to get there.
No, it is.
Get there. It's really, really hard. And there will be times that you think to yourself, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. There'll be times that you think I'm not good enough. There'll be times you think I don't look good enough. There'll be times you think my acting's not enough, or there's no way I can do this. Why isn't it working out for me? Like there will definitely absolutely be times that you feel like that, and every single time you feel like that, just think to yourself, no, this is not true. A lot of like I know a lot of casting directors now, and they will say to me like, I will have auditioned for jobs and thought, wow, I gave my absolute all for that audition, they've got to have picked me, and then they've not. And and I myself have come away and gone, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. And then now I know casting directors and I've spoken to them, and it's not about that. Like for me in this movie, like I have visions of what I see it looking like. So if you don't look like my vision, or your personality type doesn't match the personality type I want in it, that you could be the best actor in the world, but I can't cast Ryan Reynolds in that movie, that sad movie, because as good as he is, he's not for that role. And you
wouldn't
might
be believable, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, but there will be opportunity that will come, and you will get there. Just think to yourself every single time, just do it. Don't think, oh, I'll do this tomorrow. Do it now. There's no time like the present. Every time you say tomorrow's never going to come, I'll do this tomorrow. No, you won't. You know for what you're not going to do it. Do it now. Oh, I'll audition for that job tomorrow. Do it now. Oh, I'm going to create a profile on this thing and that thing and try and apply for jobs. Do it now. Do everything you want to do now. Any job that takes you less than 5 minutes to do it on the spot. If you're doing things, meditation, yoga, gym, to work on yourself and your mind, your mindset is the most important thing. Do them things. Pray. If you believe in God, pray. I pray every single day. Fuck me, I pray a lot. Jesus, God is sick of me. I know.
Did you just say fuck me? I pray a lot.
I do. I swear when I'm not gonna lie. I swear when I'll say fuck me, Jesus, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
yo, you know it's funny. My pops used to say, yeah, if God is really what they say it is, then you can contact God, no problem. You know what I mean?
Like for me, I believe the God that I believe in doesn't give a fuck if I swear. The God that I believe in doesn't care what I do with my time. The God that I believe in wants me to be happy and treat people with respect. You know, and that's it. Like, he doesn't care if I'm having sex before marriage. I'm pretty sure he did. Oh no, he didn't. No, scratch that. But
yo, you weren't lying. You are funny.
oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But anyway, my advice is it will be hard. So I'm not going to say. I was going to say if you're not prepared for that, don't do it. But be prepared for that. Like, anyone who is watching this who wants to do it, think back. Really, have you never had a hard time in your life? Because you have. There's been times in your life when you thought, I cannot get through this, and you are sat watching this video so you can. You know you can. You've got through it before and you can get through it again. These times are going to be hard. You're going to feel not good enough sometimes. People are going to give critiques to you about things that you didn't know needed critiquing, and sometimes you're going to feel like shit. But at the end of the day, doing this, like, there's no better way to learn than to fail. I have failed countless times. I've been on set cracking jokes and I've had directors say to me, can you stop? And I've just had to reel simmer down real fast. Like, honestly, it's hard as fuck, but it is so rewarding and it's so worth it. So keep on trying. Just do it every single day. Pray.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's a perfect way. Perfect answer, perfect way to end this. Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's been dope. Super dope.
I've actually had so much fun.
Oh, great.
Well, like I said, we would love to have you back in the future. Hopefully that's what happens.
That'd be sick. Yeah, absolutely. I would love that.
Right on. Well, this has been Live from the Den podcast with Natasha Tosini. Is that correct?
Tosini.
Am I pronouncing that correct?
Like, I guess.
Wait, say again?
It's Tosini.
Tosini. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
Tosini, thank you.
Like, not from the UK says it wrong. So.
Okay. Yeah.
She's shitting on us right now, so it's all good.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't even like it here, but don't worry.
You don't like it in the UK?
It's rainy. Everyone's nasty to each other. Every time I go anywhere, my car get beeped at, and I just think, I'm going the speed limit. Calm down, you know. Like, I'm not going because you're in a rush.
Have you driven in America? It's not any different.
Oh yeah, America is crazy. I mean, hold on. Before we go, real quick, I think where I live in Milwaukee, the drivers are the craziest nowadays that I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking about,
really?
and it's fucked up crazy. So like they beep at you to go faster. Here, if you don't get out the way, they might pull the gun out and shoot at your car. I mean, it's crazy out here.
That is true.
Maybe I feel like I have changed my mind. Fucking hell. I went to Mexico and the driving there was like harsh. Like,
Mexico, they don't have any rules.
Yeah.
No
there was so many.
lanes?
I just closed my eyes and prayed. I was like, I repent. Every 5 seconds, I repent. Literally, I swear, I was choking up. I was in shock every 5 seconds in this car. This man's driving like this. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? We're going to die. We just got here. Shit, scary as fuck, Mexico. But the people are nice. Okay.
Yeah,
I let them on.
Shit. I mean, unless you get kidnapped by gorillas or something, but that's different.
Honestly, I was so scared to go. That's why I was a pussy. That's why they got us a car, because originally they weren't going to get us like a car. Like we had to go for like a Winnie the Pooh, the world premiere there, and they weren't going to get us like a pen. But I was a pussy and I was like, hi, sorry, I'm not coming because I'm scared I'm going to be kidnapped. And they were like, oh, we'll get your car, all of you. I was like, okay, fair enough. And then then we went, but I was fucking shit scared. Everywhere I went with security.
Yeah, it's a rational fear. I mean, it's, it's a healthy fear to have. It happens.
I Googled it and my dad was like, don't go. And then he showed me on Google and it was like Mexico. Don't leave your house. And shit. I was like, I don't even have a house. I'm going to a hotel. You know what I mean? Jeez, like.
Yeah, I've heard some stories that they just had some people go missing down there south of Texas recently. Anyway,
there's a place in Mexico where we went by on a bus, and it's like it's a big, I don't know what it is. I guess like it looks like in the UK it would be like boarded up for whatever reason, like they're going to build something there, I guess. But it's just a big circle, and it's like missing posters. All it is, that's all it is. Just missing people posters all over it, and they're like stamped on top of each other, and some of them are like decayed because they've been there for so long. There must be like thousands of missing posters on there.
Holy shit,
that's fucked
and
up.
I watched that. I looked at it, my heart dropped. I was like, shit. Hello, love you. I don't know if I'm gonna make it back.
Man, we had a positive ending already, but Jesus, this is gone dark.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Again, thank you, man. This has been fun. Appreciate it.
No, it's all right. You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it, I guess. I mean, normally we do like an official ending, but whatever.
Yeah, you have a good evening. This was great.
Yes.
I'm Tayamu Deku's Rambunctious. And live from the Den podcast.
Y'all.
Thank you, guys.
All right.